for the HTV project, the one good thing is HTV have their own standard, so-called the HTV building precast system. So these things have their standard. So basically, you need to follow their standard drawing only. So these are the definition. What is the precast? What is the PBU? So why I put this thing is you need to know about the PBU. So basically, the PBU refer to the prefabricated bedroom units. This one must be complete the finishes before you install on site. If you not complete the archi finishes, then you install with the structure item only. This one not called as a PBU. This one called as a precast only. So this thing you must consider it. Okay, today these are the content I'm going to share. Okay, basically, firstly the project information. So every project have their own system. So their design system requirements and then the construction issue. So based on this thing, we need to coordinate and prepare for our precast. So each, then some of their structure system, because every project have their own structural system. So we need to know what are the structure system in your precast coordination. Okay, for the HTV project, as I mentioned earlier, one good thing is they have a lot of the reference and the guideline drawing. So you just need to meet their requirements and then follow their standard drawing. Okay, the second item are the precast drawing and the design drawing. For the drawing wise, these are the drawings you need to coordinate. The first thing is the PFP, so-called PFP, precast framing plan, then the precast bar drawing, then connection details, and then the detail panel drawing. For the HTV project, you need to submit only 2 drawing only, the framing plan and the connection detail panel drawing, because HTV consultant and HTV, they already have their standard connection and the bar. So we need to submit our precast framing plan and the detailed drawing only. But if you're working for the other project, your main consultant may request the Sadaba layout drawing and then the type of the connection details, depend on your PE design. Yeah. Then for the temporary PE design, the following item you need to include also. Lifting for the demolding and the installation, then the plopping design for the vertical and the horizontal component, then the parameter barricade, then the lifting frame or the separator beam. So before you coordinate for the precast, you must have some mindset and then the teamwork, because precast coordination cannot work alone. You need to deal with so many people. As a MME coordinator, Archi coordinator, MME subcon, Archi subcon, then your production side, and then the structure team. So many stakeholders involved in your coordination. So your mindset must have the teamwork and the coordinate work. Not only you can get the things successfully. So then the second mindset is the whatever you coordinate must have the zero hacking for the precast, because you have the hacking for the precast. There is a back image or the things have. So in order to prevent the hacking, start from the day one, you must follow up this item. The first thing, the earlier confirmation on the MME, recess and abandonment, then the Archi and the structural design confirmation, then you need to improve on the connection details. Then since day one, you must have the proper QA system on your precast. Then you must improve in your the penalization with the excess dimension, because if the dimension is not clear and then not excess, then at the end you cannot install on site, so you need to hacking. Same thing the connection also. Then whatever MME or the other item you need to casting together or provide in the precast, you talk to the people, come with the proper drawing so that you can easily and then correctly coordinate. If not provide any drawing, then the precaster or the whoever prepared the drawing cannot get the accurate dimension. Then during the production also, the precaster and the main contractor engineers then need to involve to get the correct production things. And then before deliver also your QQC team go and check that the panel or member is correct as per the drawing or free from the defects and so on. Okay, so you have to reject those panels didn't pass the QQC, because if you not check properly QQC and then you allow to install, at the end you need to rectify a lot of things. This thing will affect on your quality and your schedule. Then those whoever involved in the installation must fully understand on the precast. Then if you are the coordinator for the precast, you must brief to your team what are the items they should know, and then they have to follow on site. Then for the HTB project, we have the audit team. During the installation time, they will come and check. Then they will interview those whoever involved supervision on the precast, whether they are fully understand or not. So these are the drawings, QAQC, flowchart to get the correct drawings. So first thing, the drawing should prepare from the qualifying person, 12%. Okay, they should put all the MME research as per the MME specialist detailed drawing. So after that, as a main goal, we need to check these are the drawings correct or not correct, whether tally or not tally, as per the ARCI or MME, and then the structural drawing. If the drawings are okay, you submit to the consultants and see what consultant comments or approve. If the drawing is okay, you must arrange for the first casting. So based on this first casting, RTO will check any things, whether we can follow the drawing or need to amend in the drawing. So as per their comments, you need to amend the drawing and then submit for the consultant. These are the basics QAQC for the short drawing submission. Okay, so we go back to the drawings. So basically from the panelization drawing, so we can get the panel type and the component sizes. These component sizes depend on your transportable site. Okay, so you cannot do the bigger panel beyond this dimension because we have limited on the transportation size. Then from there you can get the component weight, then the panel shape, then the component quantity to prepare your schedule, and then you will know what are the CIS area, what are the precast area from the panelization plan. So you need to submit to the consultant approval. For the HCB project, they already have their standard panelization. You just follow their panelization. If you are working for the other project, you must prepare your own framing plan. You must do your own panelization. And these are the sample for the HCB project. So from there, you know what are the panel involved in your project. Okay, these are the sample for the other condominium project I go for reference. So you need to prepare this kind of the PFP drawing. Then the Satava layout plan drawing. This thing should have, if have this Satava layout plan drawing, the contractor know which are the area you need to provide the Satabas and then their apartment land, then setting up so that installation times you can get the correct installation. But for HDB project, you no need to prepare for this because they have their own Sadaba from the detail panel drawing. You just see the individual detail drawing, then you provide. Basically, Sadaba drawings are from the first level of the precast only need. From precast to precast, you no need to provide the Sadaba layout plan drawing because it's already covered by the detail drawings. Let's say the same floor, you need to add the additional wall and so on. Then you need the Sadaba layout plan for this typical floor. Then the next one is the connection details. This one is very important. Nowadays we use the ground slip connection only. The bolt connections only used for the household shelter. The rest we are using for the slip only. So either column to base, column to column, we have basically used the NMB slip or the GM slip. But in Singapore, mostly we use the NMB slip. The same thing, the pin and column connection, either we use the column cover or the slip or the reset. So these are the standard connection details. So you need to draw the proper connection drawing for the main consultant approval if you are working for the other project. But the HDB project, you no need to worry for these connection details. Their main consultant already prepared the drawing, standard connection drawing. So you just refer and use it for your reference. Okay, then the next one is the detail panel drawing. You need to submit each detail drawing for the consultant approval. So this detail drawing need to include the following item: the panel sizes details, then the MME provision, key profile like the group line and shade and so on, and the type of finishes, whether the smooth finishes or rough finishes, then the temporary propping provision, then the demouling or the whitening provision. So as a main contractor, you need to make sure all these items are reflected in your detail panel drawing. So you must pay attention on this thing and then better check it, make sure this thing has. If not, end of the day, you cannot install or you may have hacking or maybe you need to reject the panel. Okay, this item is very important. This one I just add the PBU drawing. So all these items include, make sure you include that. And the next one is the PE design. So not only the permanent structure details, you need to include the temporary details to your precast. Firstly, you must provide the lifting point or details for the installation and demolding. So basically, we have the lifting iron provision or lifting wires or the socket or the rebar for this demolding and lifting. So all these things based on the PE design, you need to plan early and then check with PE what are the spacing and detail you need to provide in the precast drawing. So these are the sample for the lifting wire, and these are the socket. Okay. Then after that, we move to the plopping. So the plopping basically two types have for the vertical and the horizontal. For the vertical members like column, wall, or rubbish shoes that. So basically we use a push and pull block. So you need to plan early and then put in your drawings. So this push and pull block also you need to define early what are the maximum length you need to use for the project so that the procurements you can do early. If not, you design for the longer plot and then end of the day you cannot get this push and pull, you need to revise and review on the design. So these are the standard plopping drawing for your reference. Basically, for the column, you need to see, you need to plot the two direction. And for the wall, basically you need to plot in the one direction. And for the horizontal component, you need to consider and plan what type of material you are going to use. Or you are using the ST100, or you are using the ferry system, or the scaffold frame only. So all these things you need to plan early, and then you need to prepare the drawings with the P design, so that installation time very smooth moving. Then the next item is the parameter barricade. So this thing also you need to coordinate for the construction state. Okay, basically we need to use a casting socket system, or if you cannot do the casting socket, you need to do the post tray, or maybe you just provide the casting doorbell. Next time just slot in by the scaffold materials or the GN pipe. Basically HTV, we must use a casting socket. They're not allowed to use the other system. So these are the standard, the details. Later you just take a look. I not go through the details. And under the PE design, the one more important thing is the lifting frame and the separator beams. So based on your panel weight and the panel shape, you need to prepare the standard lifting frame. Okay. Basically for the PBU, we have two types. One is for the first one, the frames above the PBU. So this means these PBUs need during the structural construction state. Okay, then the right hand side ones are the lifting frame that's below the PBU. So this type of PBUs normally not affect your structural construction. After structural construction, you need to install the PBU. So this type of scenario. So that's why based on your project requirements, you need to prepare your lifting frame. Okay. So another lifting frame, basically we have two types. One is a set adjust type, another one is a fit type. So in terms of cost, set adjust type is more expensive than the fit type, mostly the blade. Let's say the fit type costs around 5,000, then the sub adjustment type maybe 10,000. So see, you check with your PM or whoever what type of system we are going to use. And the next one is for the planning. Okay, so under the planning, we need to the following item we need to plan for this thing. First thing for the tower crane, then the PBU yet, then site access, the block sequence, then the schedule, and the provision of the casting item, as how we mentioned, then the temporary blocking, and the PMYs. Okay, based on our panel details, we will get the panel tonnage. So we know that which are the heaviest item to prepare for their tower crane capacity. Same thing, the PBU also. We need to see what are the PBU weight plus the finisher weight. So based from there, we need to choose the tower crane capacity. Make sure this tower crane can wise our precast and PBU components. So the following item you need to coordinate for the tower crane. The first thing, the tower crane location, tower crane capacity, then the tower crane tip loads, and the tower crane time base. So how we go and check? So we just marking the panel on the layout plan with their weight, and we place the tower crane with the tip load radius. So we know that these tower cranes whether can rise or cannot rise. Now for the tower crane tie back, the following item we need to coordinate and then input to your precast drawing. So definitely we need the additional rebar for the tower crane tie back and the sleeve also. Then we need, based on the additional rebar, we need to arrange the rebar. Then make sure the rebar ratio shall not be more than 4% as per the requirements. Then the fastest whether clash or no clash. Okay, these are the photo reference for you. You can see how we need to coordinate. Okay. For the PBU feed app, why we need the PBU feed app? As I mentioned during the PBU definition. So before installation, the PBU must come with the finishes, not only the stretcher item only. So before installation, we need to complete the following item as per based on the project's requirements, like the waterproofing, styling, window, railing, and then the ceiling, and so on. So our project, you need to check with your consultant what are the finishes need to complete at your fit area. So from there, you need to plan for the fit areas. So in order to get the fit areas, you need to check with your precast whether they can provide the fit area for you, or you need to apply from the government the empty land for your fit area. So basically, HTV, they will recommend you to apply the TOL so that you can get the land. So these are a few agencies you need to clear to get the TOL. So the TOL size and the operation area, you need to plan for this. Basically, based on your flow cycle PBU requirements, you need to plan for this. You need to count how many PBU per floor. So then where's your RC cycle? So let's say your RC cycle is 14 days. Then you need the 60 how many PBU per floor. So you adjust, and then during this timing PBU TOL area need to handle these numbers of the PBU in order to meet your project installation schedule. Then you need to plan the wasting element for the TOL area. Okay. Our project, we choose to use the gantry crane. It's cheaper than the other Western equipment. So for the gantry crane, basically it's got about 200,000 only. So you can get the one gantry crane. So how to plan for the gantry crane? How to choose a gantry crane capacity? Based on your PBU weight, and then finish with the finishes, then the PBU height, and then available operation area. So we plan the TOL area based on this gantry crane capacity. Then another planning, we need to plan for the blocks sequencing and then schedule. And which block start first, then after that, what are the next block? Then each block, you need to divide the construction zoning, because you cannot construct the one floor in the same times. So you need to divide that either 2 or 3 as per your building site. And then your RC cycle. So how many days your RC cycle, whether 12 days or 15 days or 1 month. Then you need to plan what are the first delivery schedule for the production sites. These are the things we show. One block, we have the different state. Maybe rebar work, then precast installation state, or the found wall or casting state. So that's why we need to divide that the zoning. This item I just add for your info. If let's say your project have the bigger space, so you should have the Precast Coordination aside those for the simple component, so that you are safe on the delivery and then the production cost. So this battery type mode is very cheap, then very efficient if your site have the place to use. Then for the submission wise, the following materials and then the documents we need to submit, like the Precast and the PBU info, and the Precast PE. If let's say you're working for other project, you may need the Precast PE for your designing. Then for the HTV project, we need the Form SA 345. And other than that, you need the PQM and C-score. I think this one last week, Mr. Luhan already touched on this thing. Then your MOS, the material cataloging data you can see at the material submission details. Then you need to present to the HTV and the consultant to more understanding on your precast item, like the precast delivery and supply, then PBU presentation, then the material you are using one presentation, and the tower crane. Then for the trade demos, these are the trade demo basically you need to do. Precast and PBU casting, installation, waterproofing, assess mortar grouting, pressure grout, water test, the transporter and the access, then the waterproofing timing. These are the SC345 form we need to submit to HTV because this form included the concrete grade, then the precast yard location, and then the component volume. Other project, you need to arrange the RTO for the inspection. HTV side, you no need to arrange. HTV, they have their IE RTO, the supply team have. They will supply the IE RTO for you. So that's why we need to submit this form so that HTV know what are which plant you are going to produce the precast. So they will deploy the IE RTO for you. Then for the material submissions, so what are the materials you're going to use for your precast? You need to submit like the concrete design mix, divide and mesh, slip and mortar, depend on your connection details. Then the wire stand and steel tendons, then the blast door, casting socket, and shingle, and so on. So whatever materials you use, you need to do the testing. Okay, so testing also as per the consultant requirements or the HTV requirements. Some material you need to test manually, some need to test quarterly, or some maybe once only. Okay, these are, you must have the proper material testing schedule and then the trace so that you don't miss out to test the materials. And for the protections, okay, so for the protections, you need to enforce and coordinate the following items: the mold grouping, fabrication, because basically the mold grouping take 8 to 10 weeks, depend on your project amount. Then you need to arrange the first inspection and trade demo, PPC check, mainly inspection, and the production schedule, whether you are going to produce how many story have all your site casting, and the update on the production status. So this tolerance is important for the production size because every member, we will have the tolerance. We cannot get the zero exactly one. So this thing we need to clear with the consultant and make it everybody know these are the tolerance we have during the production and installation. So for the production, you need to prepare your schedule, and so that you know how many members, how many components you need as per the block, as per the mandate, so that the production side can plan for this thing. So from there, you need to monitor whether they are project as per your project requirements or they are delays. Okay. Then from there, you need to trace in the precast, whether the precast component is casted or delivered or installed. So these are the things you need to know during the production times. So I not go through all details, you just read through later. So this is for your info. After that, the material deliveries. So for the deliveries, based on your slab casting schedule, you need to request the delivery order from the precaster so that they will prepare for use. So these are the various type of transporter you must know on this thing. Then for the delivery wise, we must have the receiving checklist, then the transporter emergency response team, then HTV, the standard panel securing things. Then in case the rope accident happen, what are the flow chart you need to clear for this thing? Okay, these are the standard found from the HTB PP09 for the materials order one. So you need to fill this form and then issue to the production site. Okay, then you need to check with the precast staff. One day, how many trailer they can deliver to you. So you need to plan for your site, and then you must know how many days early you need to order the materials. Then you need to know the timings from which plant deliver how long. These are the standard road accident recovery flow chart. So in case accident happen, you have to know who you need to contact and then how to clear the road, not affect the public one. So I think all of you may see the road accident happen before YouTube or somewhere. So these are the things you need to know for the delivery wise, how to loading, how to secure the panel. I will not touch details. Later, if you have time, you go and read all these things. Then for the site management, okay. For the site, we need to plan for the exit and entry point for the deliveries, then the access to the storage area, and precast storage, tower crane usage schedule, and then the inventory of the precast. Okay. You must plan what are the exit and entry points, then what are the storage areas, and so on. So in order to prepare the site access, you must know what type of transporter coming, what are the loading, so that you can prepare the access. Basically, these are the loading. Your site access must cater for this loading. And then the vehicular site also for the turning radius. All these things you need to plan, put in your site access preparation. Okay, these are the sample I give. Because most of the projects have the site congested one, you cannot store a lot of precast element in your project. So your delivery wise must be the just-in-time planning. You should not order early, or you order a lot, then on site a lot of material, you cannot install that a lot. So you must apply the just-in-time planning. What member you need only just order and then store it. So for the storage also, you need to plan based on the block, how many members you need, how many available space you have. So from there, you need to plan it. Then make sure your subcon involved in this thing also. For the storage one, you need to consider the following item also. How many members you can step each other. Then the tower crane accessibility. So in case you store the material area, another day tower crane cannot reach to this area, then no points, you need to relocate again. And then for the erection, so before installation, you need to plan and then make sure all these things clear understanding on this thing. The first thing, method statement, and then sequence of the installation, and then the temporary plumbing details, and what are the connection members you need to use during the installations, and the erection tolerance, and then the handling and the hoisting ones. Okay. So these are the standards installation sequence. Either you just go through this. I not touch on all details. For the last one is the documentations. So along the projects, you must have the proper documentations, and then the regularization on the drawing, and then you must have the case study for the future ones. Okay, for the documentation wise, whatever all the trade demo records, test reports, your IFI, IFA correspondence, the amendment drawing, aspect drawing, all these things, you must keep properly, and then end of the project, you must submit to the consultant for the record purpose. Then what are the common precast defects you must take note and then record out as a case study, then you can apply for the next projects. Okay, these are the standard info. And just share only. These are the HTV standard panel securing things. These are the suppliers, approvers, and the material listing, and the standard checklist. Okay. And that's all. These are about our precast sharings for the 2 days. So you have any question you can ask about the presentations?
Man, who's sleeping? Huh? Walao.
Hello, question and answer time. Anyone have questions?
Yeah.
I would like to have one set of this PowerPoint.
Okay. You want the soft copy edited one?
Yeah, that would be good. Maybe Chris, can you collate and then send me one set so that I can go and brief my guys on site and go through with them one more time.
Okay,
Okay,
I will send this. Yeah. Hello,
Wow.
any questions?
Mao, I think this
Yes.
presentation very detailed, very well done. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, like Mr. Andy say, maybe you give us a copy, then send to me also. I try to get QS to put in some costing and some pricing for the few big items. So to pass to you, so that maybe next time maybe we can share a more figure, bulk figure of certain items. Like just now you mentioned the crane over 200, over 1,000, 1 PBU, how much roughly per meter cube, all these things. Maybe we can give our staff a little bit insight on the pricing also.
Okay.
Yeah.
I only have one small little suggestion, proposal, or comment, which is bear in mind that if you are going to have the production sent to a TOL for the PBU feed up before delivering to the site for the installation, correct?
Yes.
Then you must put in one of the slide as a point to note that end of day, it's very likely you're going to have 2 sets of machinery. One in the TOL for loading, unloading, and transferring, one on site for hoisting and installation.
Okay.
So I've been to a HDB dialogue session whereby they meet up all the contractors to talk to them about moving forward. Everything most likely in the next 5 years is going to be PPVC, not just PBU. So a lot of people is saying that PPVC is going to be very expensive. We do not have TOL. Then HDB says that, don't worry, next time when you tender, we will make sure the TOL is given. Then after that, they say that, oh, even though you give me a TOL, I need 2 sets of machinery because PPVC, the tonnage is so heavy. Is government going to sponsor or subsidize? Then everybody keep quiet. The parting statement is either you contractors tender or you get out, you don't tender. So the government is not going to support on any other extra preliminaries other than TOL. So by having this slide and put in some other comments is very good for everybody to learn, because one fine day, some of you may be your own boss. These are the things that you can always refresh and learn from it.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, sir. I will add on this item also.
Okay, sorry, I want to take this opportunity. Later 10:30, there will be a M&E sharing session hosted by this Eddie, our assistant M&E manager. I suggest whoever is free, go and discuss with your M&E coordinator to send you the link. It's good that everybody go in and learn something or share something or listen to something.
Okay, any questions?
So if no help, we will end here. Later, I will share the soft copy slide.
Okay, thank you, thank you.